Good evening, comrades. Tonight, I would like to speak on a very important topic. The difference between National Socialism and Universal Socialism, because they are very different forms of socialism. National Socialism, and that doesn't necessarily just apply to what took place in Germany, but there are other forms of nationalism. We could even say that North Korea is to some extent National Socialist, although they don't say it. They have the Juche idea, which essentially stands for self-sufficiency, and but basically, National Socialism means that it is a socialism for the nation state, the community or the folk, which comprise the nation. Now, this socialism does not extend beyond the borders of the nation, generally speaking, because the National Socialist state wants a self-sufficiency. Although they will trade with other nations, basically, the emphasis is on the nation itself and the people of that nationality. So there could be, although there doesn't have to be, a tendency towards racial superiority or exclusiveness and that type of thing. And also it could theoretically cause wars, because one of the reasons that Hitler invaded the Soviet Union is because he wanted living space, Lebensraum, for the expansion of the Germanic people. And but on the other hand, we have a universal socialism, which was probably exemplified by Leon Trotsky. After the Russian Revolution, there was a power struggle between Trotsky and Stalin. And of course, Stalin said that the Soviet Union could construct socialism, as he said, socialism in one country. Even though the other countries, the capitalist countries, did not have the revolutions. Of course, after World War I, there were some short-lived socialist states in Europe, but they were overthrown and capitalism restored. But be that as it may, spiritual socialism is a universal ideology. It's not a nationalist. It's not racialist. And so what we're talking about is a economic system that's based upon a world community, the community of the world state. It's a globalist ideology. It's not nationalist in any way. It recognizes all of humanity as being one people, and it's going to have a barter system, and based on workers' productivity, and also on barter, and it's not going to be what we think of as a democracy. It will exist for the people, but there will be a leader. It will be a leader or a council. It could be a council of elders, a council of the wise, or philosopher kings, or something like that. There's many ways we could have a spiritual socialist state, but the bottom line is it's going to be based on a spiritual philosophy, not on a materialist philosophy, such as Marxist-Leninism was in the Soviet Union, or under Mao Zedong in China. Although China was the first country that I know of to use the word spiritual socialism. This was back in the 1970s, and they did use that term. I don't know. They didn't mean it in the term that I am thinking of it, but and they would also speak of socialism with Chinese characteristics, which is somewhat of I guess that's a National Socialist term. So we had in China sort of a prototypical National Socialist ideology. Although in China today, they do embrace globalization, and but China is not entirely capitalist. Neither is Russia. They have a strong state sector, and of course that's why they're always being attacked and vilified by the United States, because the United States wants global capitalism, and it does not want a strong state sector in any country, you see. But I don't know if that is ultimately a good thing or not. If you have sort of a hybrid capitalist, so now that's also in Vietnam. You have the Communist Party, but really what you have in Vietnam is more of a hybrid capitalist socialist combination where the state sector is quite prevalent, but you do have a lot of capitalist corporations. You got to go to Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, different American hotel chains going on there. So, but I mean, it's better than free market capitalism, that's for sure. What they have in China and in Vietnam and in Russia, but it's not capitalist enough for the bankers, international bankers, and international capitalists who want corporate control over the whole world. Well, that's not going to happen because we're coming into a new age now. And spiritual socialism will triumph, comrades. Won't be long now. We will see it in our lifetime. Thank you for listening.